I think the one I always go back to with the school is the story of when the school first started, and the story of how they were going to run out of wood and heat, and then there was the big burly man that showed up with a load of wood, and what inspired him to show up and bring that. It was God speaking to him and telling him that these people need that. But I like to think about that. We have that opportunity now to be the big burly man, and in the way that you can contribute.
We've been blessed that in Kay's family, including Kay's family, 5 generations have gone through Bethlehem. Kay's grandmother attended BA in the early 1900s, and her mother graduated in the late 1920s, and then we graduated in the 50s. And our children graduated in the 80s, and now Sarah and Steve and Jake and Kyle and Chloe and Sophie most recently. So we're quite proud of that.
I'll stand by BA, I think, till the day I die, because my BA education first started out, the reason while I was there that I loved it was because my grandparents loved it, my sibling, my brother loved it, my aunts and uncles loved it. And so at first it was just that tradition, which BA is really rooted in tradition, and I think that's what keeps a lot of people, at first, why you would say to get to BA, the tradition, but then what keeps you there is your own experience. And for me, why I value my BA education so much is because it was so well-rounded. I can look to my experience in theater and think, okay, maybe I'm nervous about this, but you can do it, and you know you can. You've done this before. I can look to my time in athletic practices and think, Sarah, what you need to do here is be mentally tough. And that can be in athletics, it could be on runs, or it could be simply, I don't think I can get this paper done for grad school, but changing your mindset is what's really important. And the activities and the opportunities that BA allows, and the drive that you're given from such a small environment has carried into every day for me.
I don't know, I think my favorite memory in here, when I look through it, I see my friends who are still dear friends to me. Loved the dances, loved the school, loved the teachers, loved the plays, the choir. Again, it's a small school, you can take advantage of that, be a part of so many things.
For me, it was, that just going through 4 years of a Bethlehem Academy education with the same group, and the close-knit ties, the relationships that you formed, and just the relationships that we had with our teachers too. We didn't have as many nuns there at the time. It was more independent people who were there, and they did great work, and it was just a family, and that was what was important. I think it's important just in the fact of the opportunity of what we have in our community for the size of Faribault, 24,000 people, to be able to sustain a Catholic school and thrive and be successful with that. I would encourage people who haven't given to give it a chance. Doesn't matter what amount it is, but it's all about just starting and being a part of the process, and seeing what your dollars can do to help the school today. And maybe at some point they're going to have family that's going to be there as well. So,
and I just see what the education, the smallness, the community installs in our children. Many kids are very well prepared for college going forward. Many who don't go to college are taught so many different values that go forward in how to serve and care for people, that I feel is just a great jewel in our community to have that opportunity to teach them that. And it's been a few years, but being on the finance committee, I do realize the annual fund and its importance to support the school, that it provides so much for our daily school living, that the annual fund is huge and plays a very vital role in sustaining the school too.
I think it really goes to, why are you giving? I asked myself before, what would it look like? What would Faribault look like? What would my family look like if BA didn't exist? Or if the people watching this video, maybe you went to BA and no one else in your family has, or you're a recent graduate and no one else in your family has gone to BA. But what would it look like if every BA graduate you knew, all the experiences you had, what if they just stopped existing? Even with the current ones, what if there were no more BA graduates? What would our community look like? What would your relationships look like? And for myself, that's pretty troubling, and I would be really sad if that happened. And so when you ask yourself, what do I care about? Those are the things we should pour ourselves into. So you pour yourself into your relationships, you pour yourself into your passions and your goals. And so even if I can pour myself into BA through $5, through $20, $30, that really puts my heart at ease, because then I'm putting myself forth to something that I care about and I'm passionate about.